Daisy Andrea here. Thanks for joining me for the second video of the Sexy Legs series. I hope you're enjoying dry brushing just as much as I do. If you've come across some questions about dry brushing since our last video, drop me a comment. I will gladly answer your question. So today, step 2 in my Sexy Legs series, and it's actually one of my favorite things. I am addicted to exfoliating. I hate gray, alligator, ashy, flaky, dry skin. That's probably one of my pet peeves. So today I'm really excited to introduce you to my Sexy Legs leg scrub. Super easy to make, and I'm pretty sure you have all the ingredients at home. So first, I'm going to start with my kind of grainy ingredients that make the scrub all good. So I've got my dead sea salt, and I got it from my favorite market, the Zero Market, just outside of Denver, and it's like a bulk bonanza. It is wonderful. You'll totally love it. I think they do have an online presence, so check them out, Zero Market. I'm going to start with half a cup of dead sea salt. And if you use sugar, because you just prefer sugar scrub over a salt scrub, then that's definitely your prerogative. I prefer salt, mainly just for the reason that where I live now, there's the tendency for mice and other rodents, so I don't want to have a sweet treat laying around for them. So that's why I typically go with salt, but sugar your bag, go for it. All right, but I kind of like something a little bit more grainy. So whatever you have that's kind of like I don't want too coarse, but just kind of like a medium grain so you can actually feel it through your fingers. So yeah, that's half a cup of the dead sea salt. Next is a quarter cup of coffee grinds. Now, I prefer a more coarse coffee grind. I have a coffee grinder at home, so I just buy the beans and grind them. So I put it on pretty much the highest setting, and I kind of like, especially for my legs, hips and glutes, I do love to have more of kind of a grainy product. Definitely not ideal for more sensitive areas, definitely not for the face, but definitely coarser grind is good in my books. But coffee and caffeine have said to improve the appearance of cellulite. So that's kind of why I've included coffee in the mix. And I think it's probably going to be pretty stimulating to use something like this in the morning because there is some caffeine in it. So you might get a double helping of caffeine if you do the scrub in the morning and then go and have your coffee. So I put that aside, in my Pyrex container. And it actually looks kind of pretty. It looks, anyways, the dark and the light. So next is actually the oil component. I'm using almond oil with my scrub. I'm sure you could use jojoba, even olive oil if that's what you have laying around. Coconut oil, unless it's fractionated, it's going to start to, of course, be thick at room temperature. So not really the best thing to use in a scrub situation. So I'm just going to use some almond oil here. Again, I bought this in bulk, so I don't have a fancy label. I can also provide a couple links to a few stores online that, if you prefer. Typically, I don't like to buy products from Amazon. Sometimes you don't know where they come from. If they say organic, sometimes it's hard to know if what you're getting is actually what it says on the bottle. So I usually prefer to do my shopping online from an authorized store that kind of specializes in this sort of stuff. So I've got my cup of oil. Now before you put your oil into your kind of your grains and your scrubs, this is where you're going to add your essential oil, put them in together with your body oil. So this is grapefruit, and we have, I've talked a lot about grapefruit in the past, but grapefruit is really great for stimulation. They do say it can help with the appearance of, cellulite lumps and bumps and cottage cheese and whatever you want to call it. So I'm adding in, you can probably, for this size, typically you could probably do about 30 drops if you really wanted to. 30 is going to be where I'm at. 7, 8, 10. But anyways, I'm going to let it keep dropping. Grapefruit is a great aroma, so I can't really get enough of it. Grapefruit is also considered, from the citrus family, and all of the citrus oils and blends do come with the warning of photosensitivity. So there may be some remnants of this when you are, that's probably 30. I should be better at counting that. Pardon me. There may be some, of the oils still on your skin, so don't go laying out after you've done anything with a citrus product on it. So it smells delish. So I'm going to mix this together, and that is pretty much the recipe, guys. Super easy. All you have to do is just transport it into, I usually like to put it into, a glass. I prefer cobalt because I think it's beautiful as opposed to the amber. So all my glass bottles are cobalt. So I'm just going to put it in a cobalt bottle, keep it in the shower, and just mix it up good. Now, if you find that, either for you personally it's too oily or it's not oily enough, you can always play around with, the ratio of scrub to oil. That's, of course, that's your personal preference. If you like it more thick and grainy, then definitely, kind of add a little bit more of the salts or sugar in there. The way I like to use this is I like to do my dry brush, then I step into the shower and I'm still dry. When I'm still dry, then I do my scrub so that I don't have kind of the water further diluting this. So I do the whole scrub on my body, get my skin, again, nice and pink, because after the dry brush, you are a little pink. This is going to make you even more pinky, and I give a good scrub whole body. I even kind of get into the neck area a little bit, chest, the whole body, good to go. Of course, the legs and glutes, where I kind of focus most of my attention. Once you're done doing the full body scrub, then turn on the water and, shower like regular. You are going to still have some oil residue on your, your skin after you get out of the shower. I use this kind of as my cleansing also, and I'll do this, like maybe every couple of days, every 3 days. So when you get out of the shower, you may still have a little bit of oil residue. I just like lightly pat dry because I really want that oil to stay on my skin and hydrate. So anyways, if you guys have any further questions, drop me a message below. Subscribe. I still have a few more videos in the Sexy Legs series. And also I'm going to have a bunch more DIY recipes coming your way. If you have an idea for a recipe, or if you have a recipe you want me to share, then certainly by all means get in touch with me there. And I'm going to have a whole bunch of links in the description below about products I've used, links to my blog and my social groups. So thank you. Have a great day.